Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luka and I like to talk about books.
Hi, my name is Maya. I like to listen to Luka talk about books.
We are here,
Sure are.
a man and his ex-girlfriend,
That's me.
to talk about a haul. We went to Powell's. Maya's visiting from Canada.
Sure.
Sure.
Sorry. Sure am. Visiting
And-
my ex in another country.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing is going on. And so we're going to talk about our haul today.
Because the bookstore here is better than the bookstores in Victoria where I live, which...
Apparently.
Sorry to Victoria, but... this is
Monroe's
better.
is pretty great, but whatever.
It is, but Powell's is bigger. Bigger is always better. Size matters.
Okay, we have a book bag here. Maya and I are just gonna pull out books and talk about them as we talk about them, as we pull them out of the bag.
Wow.
How's that? Sound great?
So organized.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Go.
Start.
Okay.
She has more books than me, so.
Way more, because in preparation for Powell's, I didn't buy... Well, I only bought a couple books in September in Canada. So, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. One of Luca's friends just recommended this to me, and I really loved another book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So why not try another one, you know?
What's the plot? Okay, so it follows Daisy Jones
You know the
and a
plot.
Six. This is the one about a musician. What does the back say?
Her voice is getting noticed, but someone's pregnant. You know what? The answer is I don't really know.
We don't know what this one's about. We just went off of recommendations and vibes.
Correct.
I love that.
Okay. Next one, also mine. Gwendolyn Riley, First Love. Okay, so the cover is what caught my attention, which is usually how I pick books. Luca will tell you that I pick books that have a very similar like color scheme on the front.
Yes,
a lot of
that's
books
true.
that I like are like that. So this is about a woman in her mid-30s who is married to an older man, and it delves into kind of what led to their marriage and kind of checking out what they're actually doing in their marriage. So I'm actually quite excited for this one.
Yeah, this is sort of one, it's an impulse buy, the way I think about it.
True.
You don't know what it's about, you've never heard of it before, and you see it and you're like, oh, it's mine now.
Definitely. The Second Sex by a French name that I cannot pronounce.
Simone de Beauvoir. She's been really popular on the internet lately.
Exactly. So I've heard of her before, and this is in English for the first time ever. I bought it from the banned book section, and the reason it was banned, or part of it, was it said lesbian sex. And I gotta say, that's a big reason that I bought it. You know, being a lesbian, you know, reading something that is written about this kind of thing. It's interesting to me, believe it or not. That's crazy, right?
Weird, I
I
know.
know. Yeah, these are all mine at the top.
Okay, here, I'll do one.
Switch it up. You
I'll
should
do one.
Those are yours, I think. Yeah.
Yep. I got The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. Who's this by? Catherine M. Valente. This is a middle grade book. A lot of my books today are middle grade.
Nice.
I'm in that sort of mood. I've been wanting to buy this for a while, just haven't. I think it's about a girl who circumnavigates fairyland in a ship of her own making. I just heard good things about this online. That's it, just vibes. It also has cool illustration on the cover, and just, it doesn't have like big font, big margins, you know, like a lot of middle grade books. So I'm excited because it seems like it's for older readers, you know?
I see what you mean. I
Older
got it.
middle grade readers. So yeah, that's my first book
What Belongs to You, a novel.
by Garth Greenwell.
By Garth Greenwell. Sorry, I'm not a booktuber.
I know, it's okay. I mean, a lot of people don't put the authors, and then I'm like, and I see the cover and it doesn't matter, but sometimes I like to just have them in there, you know?
I see your point. Luca recommended this to me, right? I bought a lot of books today, so why don't you explain what this one
Yeah,
is?
so this is about a teacher, an American teacher living in Sofia. He meets someone and enters into a relationship, and it's just about his time in the relationship. Garth Greenwell recently came out with Cleanness, like 2020, which is the sequel to this book, which I really loved. I like the first one more. I picked this up because its first line was in, and when my high school had author things, like author events, and it would come, and one of the authors said, here's Martin Shea, who wrote The Mirror Thief, which no one liked. Not to spill tea or anything. But I really liked his little talk, and he talked to us about the first lines, and that was one of the books that he recommended everyone read. So I picked it up. I recently read it, like 2020, and really enjoyed it. And it's gay, and that's my sort of book. It's a little bit darker than what she usually reads.
Okay.
There's a lot of, I mean, first of all, we're in, like, Sofia, so there's a political climate, and also being gay is not as widely acceptable. And then it's also just darker vibes. It's not a romance.
Oh, I figured, just from reading the back, I kind of figured.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you to read that though.
Cool. This one is The Body Keeps Score by, Bessel van der Kolk. Looks Dutch. Anyway, Luka also recommended this one to me. It is about how trauma basically puts itself into your body and stays in your body. So this is nonfiction, definitely nonfiction, yes. And I am traumatized and in pain. What can I say? It's so appealing to me to read something like that and learn about that. So that is very cool. And I talks a lot about physical violence, being molested, alcohol, like
it is not a book that you just read for layer reading.
No, it's more about
it's more
how
for
to
research,
learn.
I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. And understand how your body has been affected by your trauma.
And it talks about like different types of treatments, and a few of which I've tried. So I'm also interested to see other people's experiences with that.
Also, it has Henry Matisse on the cover, so love that.
Sure, I believe you. Yeah, sure does.
We're gonna look at cover art. 2015 Succession, Henry Matisse.
Nice.
Thank you. I'll go next.
Yes.
Okay, the next book I picked up is What We Fed to the Manticore by Talia Lakshmi Kalluri. This is stories. I don't usually buy stories because some short stories can be really hit or miss for me, but it was on sale. That's a bonus. And it's told from the perspective of animals, which I thought was cool. So it seems like it explores themes of environmentalism, conservation, identity, belonging, loss, and family. I'm excited. Mainly, I just like things that play with narrative style. So the fact that these are told from the animal's perspective is really exciting. And I want to try to read more short stories because I have been kind of not bored, but like out of love recently with long form fiction just because I've been so not busy, but just like overwhelmed. So I want to try some short stories, and I thought the cover was really cool, and also it's told from a perspective of animals, so that's fun.
This is a biography called Dear Senthurin by Akweke and Mezi. I have read almost every single one of this author's books, or at least I own every single one of their books. I've read most of them. I've never disliked a book that they have written, and one of the books they've written is probably one of my favorites ever, The Death of Vivek Oji, which I also know that you loved.
Yeah, and Maya read because I recommended it.
It's true, and I read that in like a whole one day. And like I said, I've read a couple of their other books, and they are a Black non-binary person, and a lot of their books follow trends of being a person of color or in some way trans. A lot deal with like abuse and darker concepts. So when I saw that they had an autobiography, I don't remember the difference.
Autobiographies, you write it yourself. Biography is someone else writes it about you.
Anyway, I have no idea. So anyway, I'm super interested to read this and learn more about who I consider this author to be my favorite author, actually.
Cool.
So yeah.
And then I'm going to also read that. And Maya said, we can't share books because we don't live in the same place. That's a lie. I'm going to read it. The next book I bought is in French. And it is Cyrano de Bergerac by Edmond Rostand.
Bless you.
Anyway, we were talking about how French sounds like a sneeze or a cat throwing up a hairball. This is my favorite play of all time. I saw the National Theatre's production with James McAvoy. 2020. February 2020. Okay, I went to the theater. Yes, it's true. And it's about someone having a big nose, and it's someone who feels like he has a big nose. It's not a huge nose, but anyway, you might have seen the movie Roxanne with Steve Martin. That is based on this. It is a play. I have the play in English, but I wanted to get it in French and read it in the original language that it's written in, and the poetry and James McAvoy version made it a little bit gay, which we love. So anyway, I just wanted to get it in the original language. So I did.
This one is called Tomorrow Will Be Different. Believe it or not, this is another book that Luka has recommended to me. I read a lot of things that Luka recommends to me. We don't always have the same style in books.
But this is also a biography.
Yes,
again.
And you have only... It's more like what I pick out you might not read, but what you think is really good, I'm likely to like. Also, anyway...
I also read more, so I don't recommend the books that I might love that I wouldn't like because...
I mean, I read a lot. Don't get me wrong, but Luka reads more than me. It is...
I read a lot.
Like a lot. Like it's kind of insane. No one ever believes me when I tell them how much you read, because it's kind of literally unbelievable. You know, no one believes me when I tell them how much I read, and you read more than twice as much as I do. I told one of my coworkers that I was trying to read 100 books in 2022, and she was like, I don't know why we're friends. So she sees book reading as a negative, and I thought of you in that instant, and I was like, how is that not a huge plus?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It is a huge plus.
It is a huge plus. Thank you.
We went to a bookstore, 3 bookstores on our first date.
It's true. It was a good first date.
It was good. It was a good first date. 1 year ago.
And then we got Indian food.
We did get Indian food.
It was really good Indian food too.
It was.
And I looked cute.
You look super cute, and you ordered medium spiciness to impress me, and it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Obviously.
Yeah. Anyway. It is about the first transgender person who worked in the White House.
Intern.
And how her life continues in Delaware politics.
Yeah, well, so it's both about, so Sarah McBride is a very huge trans activist, basically. She worked with Obama. She interned in the White House during the Obama presidency, so she worked with Joe Biden.
And yeah, her foreword on this book is written by Joe Biden that I'm holding in the middle.
She is like the first openly trans person to work, I think, to intern at the White House, or maybe openly trans women. Mm-hmm. Don't.
Very cool.
100% no. And she also, so she talks both about her the politics side, the transgender politics that she works on, like such as like bathroom issues, as well as her relationship with her husband, Andy, which is really, that's a sad part of the book. And anyway, yeah, overall, it's a really good book and teaches you a lot about Delaware and American politics, which I know you're not as interested in. Okay, my next book is recommended to me by one of the kids I babysit. Aww. And that is Winter House.
Cute.
This is book 1 by Ben Gooderson. It's a middle grade book. I have no idea what it's about. The only reason I picked it up is because of Lainey. Because she said, Luka, I know you like to read. Here are the books you should read. And I was like, let me put them in my phone and I'll buy them eventually. And I'm going to. And next time we hang out, I will tell her all about how I read it. I think it's going to be kind of similar to, you know, the vibes that we're getting, which is like magical schools, orphans, magic. I'm excited. And I told you this is going to be, we got a couple of our middle grade readers here. I need something easy. Okay, my next book is A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway, because I've been wanting to read this recently. And yeah, I believe it's essays, not? Yes. I have nothing to say except I bought it.
Wow. This book is called The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School. It is hardcover. So if I buy something in hardcover, it's because I was really interested in it. I always wait for soft covers to come out, except when I see a book that I think I'm not going to see again anytime soon, especially if I'm, you know, in another country. Believe it or not, this book is about a lesbian in a Catholic school, about hiding herself. And this book appealed to me because I was a lesbian in a Catholic school, and now I am a lesbian who works at a Catholic school. I don't know if you can connect those dots with how I may relate to this book.
Weird. No. Not at all.
No. Despite having zero connections to the subject matter, yeah. I am excited to read it. This is my kind of vibe. And like, I believe it's young adult about, well, I'm pretty sure it's going to end in a sapphic romance. And I love reading sapphic romances, you know, so sapphic romances.
Yeah, it was in Powell has a YA LGBTQIA plus section. This is in that.
It's where I would have done all my shopping circa 2016. And now, okay, fine.
Yeah, except that display did not exist until like 2022, which is really sad. But they haven't taken it down, so I think it might stay there.
That's good.
All right, my last book with a total impulse buy. I saw it and I was like, all right, I'm buying this. And it is A Place for Everything, A History of Alphabetical Order. Seeing as I am opposed to organizing your bookshelf in any way but alphabetical, you have to order.
Really? I didn't know that. Mine's in color order and how much I liked them order.
Nope. The books that are actually organized. I do have some books that aren't organized, but everything is organized in alphabetical order.
Oh my god, you're right.
Anyway, this is about alphabetical order, and I'm really excited to read it. And I wasn't gonna buy it. I was just like, oh my god, look, this is so cool. And then Emmy was like, you have to buy it, and I'm gonna read it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it, and you're gonna read it. I'm really excited. I have absolutely no idea. But have you ever seen that, you know, that tweet that's like, oh, I reinvented the alphabetical order, and then it's just like everything's in a different order, and you're like, that is wrong.
Oh, I have seen that. Hey, coffee's not for cats.
I don't know. I'm actually really excited. I might start this like today.
Ooh.
Seems really exciting to me. This like it's also apparently the first time. It's by Judith Flanders. It's apparently the first time that that it's like that the history of alphabetization has been in a book. So that's really, I'm just pumped. And also the cover is cool because we love, you know, that medieval lettering. Okay, that's it. Those are all the books. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed
this dynamic duo. Dynamic trio.
Go to Powell's if you're ever in Portland. And yeah.
Can I end this video with like a...
Okay, guys.